Hey guys, so there's been a new game called TCG Pocket that's been released for about 2 months now, which is basically a way to collect and play Pokemon cards in digital form on a mobile game. And so far, it's been seeming to be very popular. And when I watch other YouTubers, because I mainly deal with Pokemon investing, like about the physical cards, um, like they talk about that it's one TCG Pocket's one of the reasons why like there's more of a bull market right now. Why there's more money in the market because yeah, obviously um, you're literally getting more people who were into Pokemon before to get into Pokemon products, and it's I'm getting like actual similar Pokemon Go vibes, but there are different games. But yeah, there's definitely some similarities in just the popularities. For like example, like Pokemon TCG Pocket was released, I think October 30th. I think I had it somewhere. Maybe I closed it. And then this tweet on November 7th, which is about a week after it, already has 30 million downloads, um, which is a lot. And just to give you context, because I like to take the data a little bit, and because like I was around for some of this stuff, but I like to get the data. So Pokemon Go was the most popular around 2016 of July. Like I do remember, I actually downloaded it myself at that time, and I knew I would get addicted to it, and I actually did for like a few days. And I was trying to like do some things, so I paid 100, like I paid some money to get the free to level up faster. But then I actually like just deleted the app because it was kind of interfering in my life. So I stopped playing it. And I actually got back into it like years later, which I'll talk about later. But you just look at the downloads just to give context, because like was 30 minutes out a lot or not? Well, at the peak, Pokemon Go had like 232 downloads, and after that, it kind of leveled off more. But even nowadays, it's still quite popular. As in like it's kind of the effect of like, what do you mean by it's popular? Well, if you ask your friend, do they play Pokemon Go? A lot of times it'll be no. But like Pokemon Go is still like driving in the way of like there's still a lot of people playing, and like there's it's just a lot of revenue and people like invested in Pokemon. Um, and so like what does that mean? It's like it's not dying anytime soon. Like when I played, actually, I played around like 2022. I think I stopped around 2023, and there are a lot of complaints about how the game got worse and all that. And people are still playing it. It's still popular enough or addictive enough or whatever that people want it. Because a lot of this is they call these games gotcha games a little bit. Um, where like there's just some sort of randomness. I don't know if Pokemon goes much of a gotcha, but this TCG Pocket is definitely a gotcha game. And a gotcha game is basically it has some like gambling or casino or like randomization thing. Like packs are kind of gotcha like, but like you get a free random thing, and it could be a super rare like card, or it could be like a non-rare card. It's very similar to the packs. And it's a very concept. It's a very common concept in video games because it can be very addictive. And because like you're like, oh, like let's say you get a free pack, actually you do get like a free pack or two every day from TCG Pocket. And it's like, oh, what if I get the ultra rare like Pikachu or whatever? And so like it really helps your gameplay, and also just really exciting to get. So it's like it's really addicting. People will pay a lot of money for that. I'm sure a lot of people have already paid a lot of money for that. So like 30 million in the first week, like yeah, it's usually faster at the beginning, but like if that's in a week, like you can see it easily possibly getting to like some of these numbers for Pokemon Go like pretty quickly. Especially with this bull market. And so like I think that it shouldn't be underestimated the effect on the game. But yeah, there are some differences. So for those of you who don't know, like Pokemon Go is a augmented reality game where it kind of aligns with like Google Maps or some sort of map technology, and you have to go in the real world, and you have to like you can catch Pokemon as you move. Like I think this is the map right here. That's how. And then like there's like things where you get more items. These blue things called Pokestops, and there's just places where there's more Pokemon. There's gyms that you can battle. Like I really was addicted to this game for a long time, and I grinded like crazy. It like I don't know how to give context as much to people who haven't played it, but like back in the day, like the level they want to get to level 40, I think I reached that in like a few months. Because I think I was playing in another area, and then I moved to a more like populated area, and then I was playing hours and hours a day, and I would just walk because I really like the walking, I really like the collecting, And so like I figured out how to get experience the best ways and get all these gyms, and I leverage all the free to play aspects. And then my next goal is to get to level 50, which was next level cap, and I would have actually made it. I'm pretty sure pretty soon. Um, but then I had a sort of life epiphany. I stopped playing. So, but I was really really addicted, and to the point where I was like meeting every now and then, seeing players on the street who would play, and then I was sort of frustrated by how like casual everyone else was about it. Um, but yeah, I do. But like because I was so addicted to it, I can like tell you from personal experience like how these games kind of work and how addictive they are. Like, and I kind of see it. So like, there's this guy from Poke Beach. Um, about how to play. It's like, okay, so usually in these sort of games, there's like some daily sort of tasks you can do for free play. So okay, so this is just intro stuff. In Pokemon Go, there's like star Pokemon you can get, um, and then there are like these no card ready booster packs. So this is how you're trying to get your Pokemon. Like there's always a randomest rarity in Pokemon. Like in the Pokemon games, like you go in the grass and to get the rare Pokemon, or um, and then like there's ways that like are just to get you back in the app every day. So like in this case right now, like it's gonna evolve over time. Like they're gonna change things. Maybe there's more features now than before, but it's gonna get better and worse. But right now you can get two booster packs every day, but you can only open one every 12 hours. So like that's actually kind of worse in my opinion, because like I know for most people they're gonna like um, get the free login every day, get one free pack, and then they're like, oh my god, is it time to get the free pack? You get the next one. And then like it's sort of like the effect of like the more attention you have in a game, the more um, you'll spend more on the game. Like the more you spend time in it, the more like you're going to spend more time, money, and resources. Um, So yeah, it's a very addictive process, and like there's costs for stuff, and basically like it's not as expensive as real packs. Like there's no way it should be real packs, but like $1 is for like a pack, more or less. Um, and yeah, that is a little expensive. Like I get like Japanese booster packs for like $2 usually, or like $1 or $2. So this is like on par for like a literal physical Japanese booster pack, a basic one. And for like a real booster pack, like in English, like it'd be like let's say 4 or 5. Like you get for like back before you get for like $3 a bought booster box. But like if you're like these packs have like no value after a while, unless they do like. But I'm kind of skeptical about there's like trading and stuff, but like there's probably gonna be a market where like you can trade things, because in Pokemon Go that's the exact same thing happened. Except Pokemon Go they were smart in that like they had a trade distance where um, you couldn't trade with someone like across the world. They had to be like very very close to you, or else like people would sell them. But like there were like I wonder if I could find like eBay sales on this actually. But I'm sure there's gonna be people selling their TCG Pocket cards. Um, Pokemon Go. I'll just say shiny. Let's see. I think that there's like some like there's some Snorlax or something I remember that was really expensive. But yeah, you can sell things on eBay. Um, yeah, I think that there's this like maybe it was this Snorlax, but people just buy this stuff, and like in the game actually these special Pokemon don't have any special benefits except that like it's just they just have this little effect like it's shiny or there's a little like accessory on it. But as far as like I've played the game enough to know that the Pokemon has no special stats or anything. Like that's the same thing that happens in Pokemon games. You think the shiny Pokemon stronger, but it's actually not. Like not necessarily unless you actually got lucky. It's the same as any other Pokemon. Um, and yeah, they just have all these game mechanics. It's just very addicting. And then yeah, over here um, there's like battling. So there's PvP. So battling it costs a lot of money. That's the same thing in Pokemon Go. Like not everyone's into battling because it's more competitive. Um, but you would need a lot of resources to get like into like to win battles and stuff. And it's like really frustrating when you lose. Um, and this is like the daily task. In Pokemon, there's like a bunch of daily tasks you can do to get free stuff, and like some sites said it takes you like 10 minutes or so to do them, and but like this just gets you back in the game every single day, um, and yeah, and then there's these missions that just do like silly things sometimes, and like yeah, So like I see a lot of similarities, like just games in general that want you to keep logging in, and Pokemon Go in general. But yeah, based on the download rates, it seems like it's going to be very popular, especially with the Pokemon bull market right now. And just to give you like a counter example of like something that's not popular, like I didn't even know this existed, but when I searched up, I think I closed it. When I searched up Pokemon Go, Pokemon TCG Pocket, like there is a side panel for Google that said Pokemon Go, and then in 2016, and there's another that said this Pokemon Masters EX, and I was like, I never even heard of this, and I guess technically I wouldn't have heard about TCG Pocket if I wasn't watching YouTube channels about it. Like once I hear about TCG Pocket from my normal friends, that's when I know that that's very popular because that's how Pokemon Go was. Like even if like you have friends who aren't into Pokemon, they would tell you about. Like I've never heard of anyone ever talking about this game, at least from my memory. And like yeah, when I looked at the downloads, I think I did like I couldn't. It's a little hard to find statistics sometimes on this. Like I'm sure they exist, but sometimes it's only for years. But it wasn't as popular. Like there's some like Q4 data site. But anyway, like why am I talking about this? Um, like okay, if I just use this AI thing, it's just like 1 million's like worldwide. Like 1 million is not it's probably still exists, but it doesn't seem like the big hit as like TCG Pocket. Like Pokemon Go has like these insane numbers. I know from personal experience, people do spend a lot of time and money on this. You can see YouTube videos on it. Um, and so the fact of the Pokemon market is that I think that um, let's see, I have some notes on this actually. Um, I think that like some people will pay lots of money. Like it'll definitely attract some people who will either spend a lot of money in the short term or just be a long time customer because they just play the game for a while. Because I know some Pokemon Go players play for years. Some people will play a various amount of time for free, like me, but there's still some addictive elements to it, and they're the ones who are like more like they can get converted. So once they pay lots of money later, because they just get sick of it. And then some people will exit because it gets a little too hard without paying. Because like yeah, once you I think that I'm a little. So I don't know enough about the game, but I think if they make it so you can still get stuff in the game by just playing instead of like the daily mission stuff, like I think that that'll make it more addictive. Like in Pokemon Go, what they did was that as long as you walk around and you're in an area with Pokemon, you can always get free stuff. So you can always at least get experience and whatever. Um, and I don't know if they have that in Pokemon Pocket right now because I don't think that there's a like a walking element to it. But if they do make something like that, then yeah, that will increase stuff like that. And then like how does this affect um the card market? Like yeah, there's more hype in Pokemon. Um in Pokemon Go, so like sometimes I look at like Google Trends for this. It's a little difficult because they don't have like absolute numbers or whatever. Um but like Pokemon Go, and if you look at uh it started at 2016. So like there's this big spike, and Google Trends as like relative numbers. So like there's this like 100%. The big spike was July 2016, but then it kind of dies down to normal. Like it's pretty like steady for the years after. Um, and so like the popularity just goes down over time. Like people don't have as much interest in it anymore. And so like I do remember I don't remember all the bear bull markets, but I know that like it feels like every two-ish years there's like a more bull market like around like this time. I think around Pokemon Go time there was like Pokemon TCG was doing really well, like the card market, and then there's like there's some sort of crash around this time if I remember. I have to like look back on this or just rewatch my own video on like 8 years of Pokemon investing. I guess a little plug there. 2020 COVID happened, and then there was like another bull market, and then there's a bear market around here, and now we're in a bull market. So I think that like it's just kind of one of those things driving the cycle, but eventually like people will, the momentum it's adding will stop, and like Pokemon cards won't like drive as much for prices later on. Like there's a crash happening either way, but it definitely does seem like one of the things that is gonna drive up prices a little bit because you know how it is. Like you're getting into Pokemon, you want more outlets. You either go to games, you actually buy real cards. Um, like yeah, like I have friends who I caution them like if they're gonna get their kids to Pokemon, be careful buying them actual Pokemon cards, because like it's very easy for some kids to just get hooked. Like I got the first pack, and ever since then like I want more and more and more because Pokemon cards are quite expensive. It's probably better just to get them like a toy, or maybe even a Game Boy game is better, because it's more money up front, but like it kind of lasts a little longer. Um, but yeah, so I know a lot of this was just summarizing TCG Pocket, but I feel like people aren't talking about this as much, like the details of it. So I just want to put a video on that. I watched a video about like some things that you can do to do better. Like some randomization trick that this video said was that you get 10 free packs when you start because that's the normal sign up bonus sort of thing, and then you can actually reset your game over and over again, so you have a better start. But yeah, a lot of people like that kind of just shows me like a lot of people don't know how like the optimal way to play the game, which just kind of makes it fun and not fun at the same time. But like if you play the game in a non-optimal way, unless you had it for a month, then like you could have like just watched a tutorial and like sped up your process so much faster. Um, but yeah, the fact that they're doing like actual cards, and I've heard that they actually put cards that don't exist in real life in these games. Like it just makes it so like people are going to want to like go on this with the scam mentality and all that. Anyway, so yeah, um, I know this is a little different for you. It's normal. It's not directly investment advice, but I do think this will have effect on the market. And anyway, thanks. Bye.